now review and adoption of the agenda. Can anyone move the motion to adopt the agenda without amendment? Any seconder? It has been moved and seconded to adopt the business of the day without amendment. Yeah, thank you very much. Mr. PS and your delegates, we are very, very sorry. We are very sorry 1,000 times, and I realize that some of you are here before 10 o'clock. But you know, honorable members don't have mobility now, and most of them are traveling very far distance. So that is why they came very, very late. We are very, very sorry about that. This is very unfortunate, and this will have happened. And we emphasize it before you guys come in that it's unfortunate. And I repeat myself, we apologize for any inconvenience caused. So you all have the agenda in front of you, right? They don't have the agenda. Okay, so the agendas are as follows: individual prayers, which we have done. Review and adoption of the agenda that was moved and seconded by honorable members. Now we go to the third one: review of the procurement documents from the GGC regarding the procurement of the fertilizer. So GPPA is not here. They are not here, right? Yeah, because they said they have an exam, so they will not be able to come here. So I don't know whether the following people are in attendance. Ms. Fatima Lee, we are here. Mr. Al-Haji Bari, okay. Mr. Momodu Baji, not here. Mr. Abdullah Cham, Mr. Buba Jane, Mr. Sanabaro. Huh? He's not here. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Mr. Abdullah Ture, who is Abdullah Ture? We are just an observer. So that means, by way of implication, you were there observing everything that happened.
Yeah, I was there observing the information.
Exactly. That's why I say, by way of implication, you were there from day one up to the last day that all these things, all this process was happening, right?
I cannot say day one up to the last day, but on this evaluation process, I was there.
So evaluation, it was a process, and it was day one. I'm sure this evaluation was not done one day.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. Yeah.
It's not just you were there observing. Means that you are aware of everything that happened. That is just the.
I want to express this. I was there for the evaluation process.
Exactly.
So day one up to the last day of what happened, you are on that. I was there on the evaluation day. During the evaluation process, I was there present. I think that's right.
Yeah, that is why I say, by way of implication, you are aware of everything that happened during the evaluation process.
Yes.
Exactly. We're talking about the same thing. Now, we have the committee, and we're also going to thank you for submitting these documents. I think when we requested these documents, you guys wasted no time to supply them to the National Assembly, and we congratulate you for that. But this is a national process, and we are all presiding over national process at our various capacities. Okay, so we met on the documents, and the researcher, even though honorable members were not opportune, some of them, they serve in different committees. So you have 24 committees. Some honorable members serve in more than 3-4 committees. So that by way of that, they are overstretched on certain committee works. So the documents came, and we acknowledged the receipt of them. The researchers made some few points. Myself, I took over the documents and went over them just to see some certain things that happened. So we looked at it, and I realized that most of the processes were blessed by the GPPA. That is why it's unfortunate GPPA is not here today. They said they have exams, which I'm sure might inconvenience us not to finish this process today, because they should also be here so that we sat down as stakeholders to see what really happened. Now, when I went over it, and the researchers, I think we all have a copy from the researchers. Exactly, yeah. All honorable members? Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so for me, what comes to my mind is what value do we get from this procurement process as a country and as a government? For me, if you ask me, we did not get any value from this procurement process. Even we get a value that is very, very minimal, which to me, if you ask me, is very, very unfortunate. Now, also, I think it is high time also we distinguish between what is buying and what is procurement. We need to be very, very specific about this at all times. And we also need to make sure procurement is not a performance. Procurement is a process, especially this amount that went up to $11 million or so. This was not a small procurement process. So, but it's like in the process, the Ministry of Agriculture and its aligned institutions were not able to distinguish: are we doing procurement or are we in fact buying? Another thing that I realized from the documents is the vendor master list was supplied by your procurement officer. Who's the procurement officer? One of the letters, the procurement officer name is mentioned there. He gave you the master list of your vendors. But to my biggest disappointment and surprise, this master list of vendors was something not adhered. Even though, yes, through in the process, I realized that you eliminated some of the companies based on certain criteria, but the due diligence that leads to that, the committee was not able to see that, which is also very, very, very unfortunate. And in the first place, we came out with this idea of making a restricted tender. This should have been a restricted tender, but if you want to scold the Ministry of Agriculture for this, we will be very unfair to you people. That is why I want the GPPA to be here. Why did they approve a restricted tender for this process? Why do they approve restricted tender for this process? Another thing we realized was you guys, I think it was 6 companies you solicited, and subsequently lots were divided into 1, 2, 3 lots, and contract was awarded. But this contract was awarded in a period of 2 years. So what I did not see, and this might lead us to further submission by your ministry, the contract was a period of 2 years. There was a renewal, but we did not see any process that leads to the renewal. I don't know whether you guys are following. The contract was awarded for a period of 2 years. So why was the fertilizer not delivered within that 2 years? Do you understand? That's number 2. The process, there was renewal of contract to the same contractor, but the process that leads to that renewal, we couldn't see it. So probably that my honorable members, we may ask them to further submit that process. That is because you can only renew contracts like that without processes. So we'll be very happy if you can have that process that leads to renewal of contracts to the said companies. Another thing that disturbed me and also disturbed other honorable members was the fact that in the bid document it was clearly stated. When we are evaluating, we set our criteria and we must go by that criteria. That's why we are evaluating, and that is why the contract subsequently must be awarded to one person, because for sure not all the suppliers will adhere or will be qualified for those set of criteria. So what I find so disturbing was we said specific to that assignment or specific supply. What I did not see, some of the companies that were awarded, they did not supply fertilizer to the government of the Gambia before. So I don't know what made them qualify to be awarded the contract. And also another thing that I realized, when we are setting criteria for bid document, it cannot just be open like that. That is why I say at the end of the day, I will say the whole procurement was a process having few companies in mind to award this contract. Because otherwise, some criteria that were so open just to make sure these particular companies are within the bracket to be awarded this company this contract, which is very, 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 very unfortunate. So now I will go over the researchers. what the researchers find out, and I will want the Ministry of Agriculture and these officials to pay attention to all details and explanations. No, today we will read this, and they, yeah, exactly, they respond. That's why they're here. Yeah, sure. Members are allowed to ask any questions with regards to what you observed there. But because of this document, with the researchers went over the documents and they were able to abstract something for us that we're going to ask the Ministry of Agriculture officer to respond to us. So from there, members, we don't have any question. We are scrutinizing them. You understand? You can ask them any kind of question. So now that is it. I want the ministry to pay attention to all this explanation here, because we want questions for all of this one by one. You are not under pressure. You may answer these questions here. That's why I said they should have a comment there. Yeah, that'll be very good. What do you have? For you to go through. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Why exactly? Yeah, we do that so that we don't waste time. We already spent more time. We are, as I said, you are not under pressure to answer all of these things here. You can, you can go to your office also and respond. Do you understand? Because if they are certain you may not be able to respond them here. Yeah, what do you members, honorable members, what do you want? I think they need this topic. Okay. They have these exams today, so they cannot come. Whether we can adjoin, I told them, no, we cannot adjoin this. If you guys cannot come, we have to interact with agri officer. So you say that has meaning. And also, I will advise all of you, okay, later we can click that later. It's okay. It's okay. Just what yes, Honorable Kora. It's okay. That was since we assigned our class to go out and look at the extraction of the document that the ministry submitted to us. So, and the document is with us now. So, and it has a questionnaires at the end. So, Moriba, can we have one session, please? I think he's saying that let us concentrate on this document and forget about all the other things. Then let us work on this document. Thank you very much. We will go through it. And at the end, there are questionnaires. Before, I was not aware of these questions. But I get to learn from him that there are questionnaires at the end of the document. So he said, let us just continue where you started it until the end. Then we can throw the question to the officials. Then they can respond. That is okay. What I want you people, honorable members, also to understand, these questions and recommendations that is not exhaustive. It's not. No. This is less than, you can still have 10 pages again beside this, raising the same issues or different issues from this document that we are supplying to you people. But for today, since they submitted I have an observation with all due respect. Yes. Yeah. Honorable, can I say this? I think there is a motion moved. Exactly. And the back and forward is not really helping us here. That's correct. It seems to be more of confronting each other than actually looking at the actual work. And to be realistic here, there is a motion moved. Can we look into that motion and so we're able to progress? So PS recusing from giving testimony for lack of knowledge of the procedure. Committee accepted this, right? So move to the other guy, please. Yes, okay. That the honorable members don't want you to lay hand on this document, then as I will be reading, if you pay attention to it, and probably they'll also come out with their questions, please. Yeah, let's move, please. Now, as I say, you are not under pressure. You are not under pressure, and people, especially people whose performance of three companies for the supply and delivery of lot as follows. Lot 1, Zen Enterprise to supply 10,000 metric tons of NPK 15:15, 15:15, etc. at a value of 9,650,000. The company met the contractual requirements but needed to improve on it $101,600 US. The company fulfilled the contractual requirement as well as delivery schedule. Lot 3, Unique Solution to supply urea 46% at USD at dollar price, 3,525,000. The company met the contractual requirements but needed to improve on its delivery schedule. So were we monitoring the delivery timeline? Because I think I read that some fertilizers were not delivered at the right time. So were we in fact following this delivery schedule? According to the letter communicated to the aforementioned three companies dated 5th October, the contract to supply fertilizer was for 2-year period. 2-year period. Okay? And 2021 and 2022 farming season. That's why I say in my preamble statement, the contract was awarded for a period of 2 years, but within that 2-year, 29th October 2021, but the initial date the contract was signed is unknown. Discrepancies. After reviewing the document, we realized that there were discrepancies. The amount sent to GPPA for approval for Zen Enterprise to supply was 10,000 metric tons. However, the contract document signed on the 1st November 2022 indicates that the company is to supply 7,000 metric tons. Now the discrepancy arises. Who will supply the difference? And how was difference supplied? If the original Lot 2 Gulf Global was to supply 7,000 metric tons as contained in a letter dated 26 October 2021, however, its contract of 29 October 2020 only indicates 5,500 metric tons. Here also, we see some discrepancies that need to be addressed. Lot 3, there was no amount of metric ton stated for unique solution other than urea 46. Okay, maybe they don't understand that. Let's forget about that. Okay, maybe the researchers don't understand that aspect. That is always commission. That's okay. But it's a very good job, please. Bid evaluation report. Bid evaluation report and recommendation of award contract for the procurement and delivery of fertilizer was conducted on 9th February 2021. Remember, we are still, yes, Honorable.
I just want to suggest that, like, for example, we go point by point.
Okay.
When, like, for example, when you lead from point 1,
okay,
allow us to digest so that the question will not be compiled.
Yeah. That's okay. That's in order. Okay, that's in order. That's in order. That's fine. Oh, okay, Miss Fatmali, your procurement officer supply you how many names of companies? How many companies? When you told him to develop the master data for your vendors, who has got experience in?
If you would allow us to maybe introduce ourselves. Yes. And then we'll explain the process. Like
okay.
What we went through and how we go about it.
Okay.
And then maybe perhaps if you have any questions.
Members, what's your name?
I'm the managing director.
Can you, it's a very important thing. If you have introduced yourself.